Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a very special podcast. This is the podcast in which you talk about your favorite TV series from yesteryear and then discuss it over a glass of holiday cheer. I'm your host, your friend, Patrick M. Dunn, and I'm joined here by my right-hand woe-man herself once again back, Kat Halstead.
Oh, what am I going to do with you?
I don't know. I might have to escape. Might have to escape with a sign on my back that says, meatposts are bust, maybe? Get out of here for a few days, at least until after the election's over.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit around for this mess. It's getting dirty. Getting dirty, girl. Anyway, this is our first episode of our holiday, Xmas holiday string of eps, right? Do we have a name for it? We don't have like a surname.
Yeah.
Show name.
It's a holly jolly something. I don't know. I keep trying to make a name happen, and you always ignore it. And yeah, I'm gonna have to go look it up.
I have no recollection of ever seeing a list for December episode names, but you know what? You said I ignore it, so you might be right.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's holly jolly something.
Did you say the Holly Jolly season? Maybe that might have been it. It rhymes. I think that it rhymes, so it must be true.
The holly jolly what?
Season?
No.
I feel like you said it in September, right when we're about to drop Here Comes the Booze. I felt like you dropped the name, and I just stumbled over it and just moved on with my life. And I don't know, you made that look. You gave me that dirty ass look.
Yeah.
Probably yelled at you. It was probably right after you yelled at me for making a penis joke. But speaking of penis jokes, what are we doing today, Connell, said the author. What are we doing today?
We are diving back into the world of 80s sitcoms. And we are doing the classic 80s sitcom, Perfect Strangers.
Oh, yeah, standing tall. Yeah, running around Chicago, going to the Wrigley Stadium, maybe. Hanging out with the girls. Jennifer and Marianne? Is that her name? I forget. Can never remember her name, the other girl.
Yes, Jennifer and Marianne.
Before we get any further, Jennifer's all right. She's okay. But Marianne, a dud. Is Marianne a dud?
What do you mean, a dud?
I mean, she's just not memorable. I don't know. There's just something about Marianne that I never remember her name. And sometimes she's on the screen and I'm like, who's this bitch? And then I remember, I'm like, oh, it's Balky's girlfriend, Marianne.
I don't know why you can't remember her.
I don't know. Would you classify Jennifer and Marianne as classic sitcom characters?
I probably could personally, but the average American would probably not.
All right. Do you want to have like a contest? We'll do a lineup, a forgotten sitcom character lineup. We'll go into Photoshop. We'll just put all these people next to each other. And you're going to be like, all right.
Oh, my God.
Which ones made Whoopi with Larry and Balky? and hold on. Do you think that Balky and Marianne have a seal the deal? I don't know. I just don't see it happening for some reason. I feel like Marianne's maybe hold it up for Larry.
They had a child together.
Are you sure it wasn't adopted, maybe? Maybe they had a surrogate?
Because, the final, episode of Perfect Strangers is, dealing with Marianne goes into labor before Jennifer, so Jennifer and Larry end up in a hot air balloon or something like that to, trigger her labor, because she's trying, everything to trigger it, eating spicy foods, going for walks, having sex, and none of it's working.
Doing all the old wives' tales things. I'm going to just throw this out there. I don't think I ever stuck around with Perfect Strangers until the end.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how it wraps up. But, I mean, I guess Balky didn't wrap it up because Marianne got knocked up. And apparently you just said that Jennifer was pregnant at the same time. So, did Larry and Balky plan this? Did they were you know what, let's just blow our seeds at the same time? Line up these pregnancies?
To be fair, Jennifer and Larry were married. I cannot remember if if Marianne and Balky were married.
I don't know. You sure it wasn't Balky's suave cousin, his suave cousin that is played by Bronson Pinchot?
Yes.
Maybe just came by for a hot night and just pretended to be Balky.
I'm pretty sure.
I just don't foresee Balky being that great at the sex. I don't know. I just feel like he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't have any hot moves. He doesn't have a swirl. I feel like Larry Cousin Larry, you know what? I feel like Cousin Larry was in the prime of his life. He had his own little swanky Chicago apartment, skyrise, the third floor above, I don't know, the place he worked maybe. It was going to be his fuck pad. And then in comes fucking Balky and just ruined his game. That's what I think. That's like my whole hot take on Perfect Strangers. I don't know about you. I don't know if you get the same energy that I have.
Okay, so we know that the show starts off with, like, Larry is ready to, like, live the single life in Chicago. And he's, like, just moved to Chicago. He has just left that gaggle of 8 siblings he's got at home. Because there's 9 kids.
Madison, Wisconsin. Just left the cheese state. Just wanted to get away.
Yes, and he's left home. He's going to live in the big city.
And plow women every night.
He's going to live alone. And then his family sends this weird cousin to live with him. And he's like, wait, what? So, you know.
I need to know the backstory. Like, how, like, do we get a backstory of, like, how Balky found out about Cousin Larry? Is there like a history to this? Like, because they obviously didn't have the internet or Facebook or anything or like Craigslist back then.
So somehow Balky got the Appleton's name through like wild chain of like family tree or whatever. And he goes to Wisconsin and he like goes to their door and they're like, oh yeah, you should go to Chicago. Our son Larry is there. And they give them Larry's address. And he shows up at Larry's door.
Fucking Larry's family didn't want to deal with him. They're like, "Oh God, who's this fucking chump? Let's get him out of town."
Yeah, they already have 8 kids. They just got one out of the house. There's 9 kids.
I know, like, you know what? They were gonna buy a new water heater just to, you know, be able to have hot water for all 9 kids. And they're like, you know what? Larry took long showers. We might not need to get this anymore. You know what? We could probably not get it. And then fucking who comes tapping at the fucking chamber door? It's Balky. And they're like, oh God. So they sent him to the Windy City, and boy, does it take Larry by storm. He's like, he wasn't ready for this. He just thought he was going to live alone for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe have a cool, like, Nintendo room, which was Balky's room. He's going to plug in his NES, and I don't know, he's going to play Mario Bros. In there.
He thought he was going to be like, this is, like, okay, it's before Nintendo was released.
All right, so Atari, maybe a little Atari, a ColecoVision, maybe?
Like, if you watch, oh my God, like, just watching this show, it's like, wow, things have changed so much since this show. Like, wow, all the technology that has changed since then. You know
what? I could totally see Larry, like, saving up his income and buying, like, a Pac-Man machine to put in Balky's bedroom. Those dreams are washed away. No longer applicable. No longer applicable, girl.
They originally lived in a 1-bedroom apartment.
Oh, really?
The season we're doing, it was a 1-bedroom apartment.
So that's totally killing Larry's game. It's like, not only, like, he doesn't have to be, like, I was, like, thinking Larry had to be quiet so, like, the sex modes wouldn't, like, leak through the walls, but then now it's, like, they're, like, on bunk beds, practically. Do we ever see the bedroom? Like, I'm kind of curious, like, what their bedroom is set up. 2 twins?
No, they don't share a bedroom. Balky sleeps on the couch. Because it's fold out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's the 80s. I feel like fold outs were really big back in the 80s. That was like the heyday of fold outs. So if you didn't have a fold out, it's like, why even bother sleeping over your friend's house?
And eventually, they move into a 2-bedroom apartment until Larry and Jennifer get married, and then they move into a house.
Yeah, they live like I remember like a 2-story floor. I just seem to remember that in the later years.
Yeah, they live in like a nice little 2-story house, and Mary Ann and Balky live in there with them. And the one Thanksgiving episode we get of Perfect Strangers has Larry buying a bunch of turkeys the day before Thanksgiving and trying to sell them to his neighbors.
Oh, yeah, that's totally a Larry move.
So
totally a Larry move, by the way. I have a hot question.
Okay.
I have a hot question for you. Is Larry a catch? You look at Larry Appleton and you're just like, ooh, you know what?
So Larry ends up having a good job at the paper. The only thing is he's a little Zach Morris-ish with schemes to make more money. He's not a bad-looking guy.
I don't know. In this episode, anyway, his sweater game is on point, by the way. Just want to throw that out there. We get, like, multiple Larry Appleton sweaters.
Yes.
Totally on point. But, I don't know. Like,
I want that sweater.
I just want to, like... it's like, we're young women of the 80s watching this and just, like, creaming over the sight of fucking... What's his name? Mark-Lynn Baker? Is that his name?
Yes, and he does not get enough credit at all.
Like, in the long run? Like, the actor?
Yeah, like, think about it. He was the straight man to Branson Pinchot, and everybody's always like, Balky, 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 but Mark Lynn Baker did the work.
Yeah, he was up there fucking
You know?
running lines, setting up jokes, sweating under those lights. I guess maybe his payoff is that he gets Jennifer instead of Marianne. You know what, Mark Lynn Baker? We won't give you the dud actress. We'll give you the hot actress instead of the dud. Thank you, Lorima Television. Is that who produced this? I think was it Lorimar?
Lorimar, yeah.
All right. So what? All right. We've been kind of babbling. Sorry, guys. Sorry for all this setup. So what episode of A Perfect Strangers did we select to consume this night?
We are doing their first Christmas episode, which aired in season 2.
Yeah, it's called A Christmas Story.
Yes.
Not to be confused with the infamous Christmas Story motion picture. Instead, we get their own little Christmas story.
Mm-hmm.
And this episode aired way back on December 17th. 1986. Where were you? What were you doing this night? Do you remember? Do you have any memories? Were you playing with the Shiva dolls, maybe, or just dreaming?
Let's
dreaming
see.
of a white Christmas, just like the ones you used to know.
1986, so 5 years old.
Yeah, little 5-year-old little kitty cat.
Probably playing with My Little Ponies.
Yeah, playing with your pones.
In the living room, in front of the TV, with Perfect Strangers on.
Oh yeah, there you go. You actually watched this from the get go.
So
You were like an early adapter.
I remember it. I remember watching it as a child.
I'm gonna throw this out there. It didn't really when its first run, it didn't really do it for me. But I definitely dipped in here and there because of the whole TGIF thing. I think it was sandwiched in between two shows that I liked or something.
Yeah.
It was just there, and I was waiting to watch something else hot. And
I mean,
just had to put up with Perfect Strangers for 30 minutes, which is fine. I was down for it, down to clown.
I always enjoyed the show.
But this is this show predated TGIF.
Yeah.
This originally was on a Wednesday night. Well, this episode anyway. And then I think when TGIF kind of came into fruition, they just kind of, I don't know, maybe they just moved it over there. Maybe the ratings weren't so hot anymore on a Wednesday night, and they just wanted to put it somewhere else for a little bit.
No, it was a strong show that they were going to help build the night around you, dork.
Oh, this is the tent pole of TGIF. This is it was like this, Family Matters.
It was okay. What were the original TGIF shows?
Full House, Family Matters. I don't know, Growing Pains. I don't know.
No, you're too. Yeah,
You tell me. You tell me, Mama.
I don't know. Let's find out.
Hey Google, what are the original TGIF series?
Oh my god! You Google TGIF and you immediately get TGI Fridays.
Well, you know what? They have good apps.
No, all it wants to do is tell me about an R. Kelly song or a Katy Perry song or the restaurant.
All right, I think it was Full House, Mr. Belvedere, Just the 10 of Us, and this show, Perfect Strangers.
Okay, yeah. See.
Oh no, hold on. Oh, okay. There was a show called Free Spirit. I guess that didn't do too well, so then they put Just the 10 of Us back in the slot.
Mm-hmm.
Full House, Family Matters, Perfect Strangers. Yeah, okay, I was right. So, in lieu of Just the 10 of Us for a few hot weeks, it was Free Spirit, which was a ultimately short-lived comedy that starred no one I've ever heard of. It was about the misadventures of a mischievous and vivacious witch named Winnie Goodwin, who was summoned by a 10-year-old boy from a wish.
I've got the original TGIF lineup.
All right.
I've got the original TGIF lineup.
I was wrong.
The 1985-86 season. The night started off with Webster, went to Mr. Belvedere, and for the fall and winter, it went with Different Strokes, followed by either Benson or He's the Mayor. And in the spring, it went with Mr. Sunshine or Joe Bash.
Was it actually branded as TGIF? It was branded?
It's the first one of the TGIF lineup history on Wikipedia.
Whatever you say, girl.
Oh no, this is pre. That's the pre-TGIF, before it was branded TGIF.
So
before it was branded TGIF, Perfect Strangers is part of that first. Because the first run of TGIF, 89-90, is Full House, Family Matters, Perfect Strangers, Just the 10 of Us.
So I think 1989 was the first year that they branded it as TGIF.
So.
With the animated mice, holding up little post-its.
Yes. but it kind of existed pre that.
Like maybe they were like fucking around with it, kind of like testing their brands because they used to have things called Terrific Tuesdays, and
Well, they had a block that worked.
they had Whata Wednesdays as well. So I don't know. They were trying to undergo a Friday branding concept. So it happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's time for fun. Thank goodness. Time for a good laugh. It's funny. Time for fun. Time. That was their theme song. I guess they had a theme song back in the day.
Yeah, it looks like 87, 88 is the first year we had 2020 on at 10 o'clock.
John Stossel talking about Nintendo. Hot night of Nintendo reports. I love it. All right. You ready for this hot night of television? You want to do a hot night?
Yes, what was on this night of television?
You want to do a hot night of television?
Yes, please.
We're going to start off with our gal pals at ABC. Our gal pals. The alphabet. It's December 17th, 1986. It's Whata Wednesday. It's a hot night. You probably, came home from kindergarten, sat around all day, waiting for this Whata Wednesday lineup, because things kick off at 8 o'clock with Perfect Strangers. Ooh, yeah, we'll be there in a minute. We'll get there in a minute, girl.
Okay.
Any hot guesses? Any hot guesses at 8:30? We've talked about the show many a times. This is one that we've been trying to locate without much luck. I think it's on it airs on one of those weird channels, those weird sitcom channels.
Ooh.
Stars our boy toy Howard Hessman.
Oh, Head of the Class.
You got it, girl. You got it, girl. Shout out to Head of the Class. And then at 9 o'clock, things are going to get a little serious for the next 2 hours. Things are going to kick off with Dynasty. Yeah. Probably nearing the shitty years. Probably getting into like the less fun years now.
Mm-hmm, probably.
Starting to get a little long in the tooth. Yeah. And then, this is another show we've talked about a few times. I've never seen it. You said you've seen it, I think. Hotel, another Aaron Spelling drama about a hot hotel in like Los Angeles or something.
Okay, yeah, I remember TV Land, or no, like E used to air it. I vaguely remember watching it once in a while on E.
Yeah, it had Ann Baxter in it, and was it Ann Baxter? Yeah, it was Ann Baxter. She was in it, and James Brolin.
I don't.
It was a hot little show about a hotel in California somewhere, and I don't know, people fucking it maybe. I don't know what happens. Probably like crazy shenanigans. All right.
Oh my god.
You ready for a hot night at CBS? Because tonight is a hot night. And this is probably what I was watching if I was watching anything.
Yeah, it was on at CBS.
At 8 o'clock. It's a Christmas classic. Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Dr. Seuss.
I purposely said it wrong.
You're such an ass.
I know. I like to piss you off. All right. You know him. You love him.
You're such an ass.
He's got that grussy now. Have you seen that hot pic of Grinch showed his grussy?
Whatever you're talking about, I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Have you seen that picture?
You're laughing too much and I'm terrified.
There's a picture circulating on Twitter right now, a meme, and it's someone in a Grinch costume, and he's like bent over on a chair so you see his butt, and I saw someone refer to it as his grussy.
Patrick.
Like his Grinch pussy.
Doesn't mean you have to repeat it.
Hey, I didn't come up with it.
No.
We'll put it on the Instagram.
No.
We'll put it on the Instagram. You haven't seen that? You haven't seen that?
Just what my Twitter feed totally needs.
You haven't seen that floating around Twitter? You haven't seen it? It hasn't popped up on your TL?
Oh my god. Move on.
All right, you ready for what's following? Following the Grussy? The Grussy who's still Crussy? All right, another Christmas classic. Not one of my personal faves, but I definitely messed around with it back in the day. 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, I love that one.
Yeah, really? Did you? It was all right.
I have that on DVD.
Yeah, of course you do. Of course you do. All right. And then following. Are you sitting down? Are you sitting down right now?
Yeah, I am.
You might get a little hot and bothered by this one. I know you will.
Oh, God.
The man, the myth, the legend, the man with a mustache, a hot gun, some Dobermans, Magnum PI, ooga, and that Hawaiian shirt. Okay. Hold on, I just got a Pit Cat Hell set up off the floor because she just fainted at the sight of Magnum. Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, she needs a cool down period. You know what? Maybe you can get a picture of Magnum's grussy. That might, or his mussy.
Oh my God, Patrick! There's a point that I tell you to drop something.
All right.
And I literally mean, don't mention it again.
All right, well, no more. We won't discuss that anymore. Maybe next week.
I swear to God.
We're going to get up.
I will flip you off multiple times if you mention that thing again.
All right, following Magnum P.I. We've talked about this before. It was remade into a series of movies starring our boy Denzel, our boy DW, the Equalizer. Oh, yeah. Starring our old-timey boy toy, Edward Woodward. He was on the show. He played Robert McCall. He solved crimes. He equalized for a hot few years. I never seen the show. I don't remember anything about it.
Yeah, I've never
I don't know about you.
seen it.
You ready for a boring night at NBC? You ready to just fall asleep?
Yeah, what was going on at NBC?
An hour long, from 8 to 9. An hour-long presentation of Highway to Heaven, starring Michael Landon and, I don't know. Bored already. Never really watched the show. It always bored me. I don't know about you. It's kind of like old-timey, predated Murder, She Wrote, I think, as not Murder, She Wrote, Touched by an Angel. That's like the inspirational drama. Man solves holy crimes, I think.
Boring.
Then following Highway to Heaven is a miniseries that eventually was launched into a one-season series called A Year in the Life. Do you know this?
No, I don't.
This is a show followed like a family. It was like a year in the life. That was like the original concept of the miniseries. I think in like the first episode of the miniseries, like the matriarch of the family dies horrifically, played by Eva Marie Saint, and I don't know, just the family's just dealing with the aftermath of it. And then I don't know. I guess it did good. Did hot. Got numbers. Did good in the ratings. So I don't know. They brought it back as an ongoing show, but I don't know. No one stuck around for it. No one cared.
Yeah.
People weren't here. NBC canceled it, and I don't know. They probably.
It was no This Is Us.
Oh no! Yeah. You know what? Yeah, that's probably like a precursor to it. You know, Mandy Moore was just a child. She was just probably wasn't even born yet. Like, she's younger than us, right?
Not much younger.
I think a few years. You know, she's probably like 2. Do you think Mandy Moore? She was like 2 years old, sitting in her mother's lap watching A Year in the Life, and she's like, "Mama, someday I'm gonna be in my own drama on NBC."
I mean, she was like a year old.
Mama.
She was like a year old at this point.
Yeah, she's got her construction paper.
No, 2. She was like 2. Yeah, she was like 2 years old because she was born in '84.
She's got a construction paper, her like scented markers, and she's writing the lyrics to Candy already at 2 years old, plotting out her future. Call us, Mandy Moore. We got ideas. Be a guest on our show. Tell us what it's like to work with Peter Petrelli. What's his name? What's the guy's name from This Is Us? They show his butt in the first episode.
You mean Milo?
Yeah, what's his name? Milo. How do you say his last name?
I don't know.
Talk about a bussy, though. Oh. Episode 1 of This Is Us.
Patrick!
It's like the first episode, they're showing nudity on television. I was like, whoa, what is this, NBC? What are you doing? What is this, NYPD Blue in the 80s? So that's that hot night of television of 1 out of 5 Dr. Swaces. How many Dr. Swaces would you give this episode? This hot night of television.
Why are you being such an ass right now?
Hey, I didn't sneak out of the house and go see a Western, a Tom Ford Western.
You know you are. You're doing that like little kid shrug and like you're like, I'm an innocent. You're not fucking Dennis the Menace, Patrick.
Trick the babysitter.
Oh my god.
The only fucking babysitter in town who'll take care of the Mitchell boy. Ooh, God. She can't hear. Bitch can't hear. She has to wear one of those like cones out of her ears so she can hear the television.
Oh my god. It's not a great night of TV.
Really? You don't think it's a hot night? I'd give it like a 4.
I mean, you get some decent sitcoms, you get some specials, but like...
I feel like the only blemish is NBC.
Yeah, but you only have the 3 networks at this point.
I would have,
So...
I probably would have watched ABC and CBS. I would have flipped back and forth. And I would have just ignored NBC altogether.
Yeah, same.
And I would have watched the whole night, I think. I think I would have gone through the whole thing. Maybe I would have skipped The Equalizer to watch Hotel.
I would have been like, Channel 2, Channel 7.
Yeah.
Channel 2, Channel 7.
Yeah.
Channel 2, Channel 7.
Maybe we got to a part and...
Totally forget about Channel 4.
Maybe we got to a part in The Grinch that I was familiar with. I just wanted to see how... if Larry and Balky were able to buy a Christmas tree just in time for the holidays. Before we go any further, we introduced a bold new concept to the podcast. We started a hotline. We asked a few burning questions. We wanted to know what was the beta era of Cheers, Diane or Rebecca, And then we want to know what makes you do the dance of joy.
Yes.
And we only got one call. So I don't know. Really disappointed in you guys.
But you guys can call us at 507-312-9226. Again, the number is 507-312-9226. And you can leave your opinions, voice your concerns, all that good stuff, and answer the questions that we ask.
Yeah, maybe you could yell at me for saying things like Dr. Swace. So you want to load up the message? You want to dial in our we have to figure out how to do this.
Yeah.
We haven't quite figured out the technology yet. All right, hold on. Get out your rotary telephone and hold up the speaker end to the microphone.
Okay, here. I think this is how we do it. And go.
Hello? Hello? Patrick, are you there? It's your great Aunt Edna. Your great Aunt Edna. What's going on? Hold on. You want me to do what? What? Yeah, sorry. So you want to know who was a better era of TF? Oh, Diane. I don't know why you guys were so harsh on Diane. I mean, she wipes down the countertops. She takes out the garbage. She brings all the cans down to the recycling center on Dorchester Avenue. Oh, she's such a sweetheart. She's so great at her job. She's nice to the customers. And Rebecca, though. All I gotta say is, no Rebecca, no more Rebecca. If you do a Rebecca era episode again, I'm gonna have to cancel you guys. Cancel culture is it. Yeah, your great Aunt Edna, she's hip. She's on the Twitters. She's on the web. She knows the thing. She's seen that Sandra Bullock movie. She's seen it a bunch of times. All right, Flavia, call me. I'll send you some cookies. I'll send you some Christmas cookies. Blah.
What the hell was that, Patrick?
That was weird. That was a little odd.
Who was that?
That was my great Aunt Edna from Worcester. I didn't know she even knew what a podcast was, but apparently she found out about it, and I know she's got opinions. Great Aunt Edna, she's got.
Apparently she does.
You know what? I was gonna call her too, but she likes Diane better. She thinks the Diane years are better, so I don't know. You know what? I'm kind of disappointed though.
Sorry, Edna. You're off the call chain.
Kind of disappointed that she didn't get into what made her do the dance of joy, but and great Uncle Harry's been dead for like 30 years, so I don't know. Probably not much these days.
Oh, you never know, Patrick. You never know.
Yeah, I know. She's in the nursing home. There might be some spry old guy out there, like young guy, like an orderly coming by. Hey, great Aunt Edna, can I fluff your pillows? Oh yeah, fluff my pillows. Can I show you pictures? of my grandnephew Patrick? He's got a podcast.
That whole taking things too far. You're taking things too far.
That's my great Aunt Edna. She's Uncle Harry died. She's just been sitting in that home. Well, actually, her home for a little while, and no one could take care of her anymore. And she started calling the cops on everybody.
Yeah.
She was suspicious of everybody. Everyone's a suspicious character out there, and she's calling 911. Like, there's a prowler out there. We're like, no, that's the mailman. Like, no, that's the Amazon delivery guy because we're sending you food. So we finally sent her to the home, and now she's got an iPhone. Listening to pods. Good for her. That's all I can say.
Who gave her an iPhone?
Not me. If I was gonna buy an iPhone, I'd buy myself a new one.
I mean, yeah.
All right. You ready? You ready for a Christmas story? You ready for a nice holly?
Yes.
You ready for a holly jolly tale?
Yes.
The days of yore. Spend some time at the Twinkasetti holiday party.
Yes. This episode starts off with like the worst Christmas song ever.
All right.
Freaking 12 Days of Christmas. I hate that song.
When it gets to like the 5 golden rings parts, Balky doesn't know the lyrics, so he says 5 onion rings, and they all just look at him weird. And then, I don't know, Mr. Twinkie said he's just no fun, and he just fuses.
Yeah, though, like, today, there's always that one, like, wacky person who has to go, 5 onion rings.
They're all drinking, I don't know, it looks like they're drinking, like, cranberry juice and vodka or something. It was just some kind of, like, red liquid. It wasn't eggnog. Not eggnog.
It's like a punch. It's just a red punch. It's like probably Hawaiian punch.
Yeah, I think there was a punch bowl on the table. A little, like, one of those little old, like, ones you see in, like...
Yeah, there's a punch bowl on the table, but there were kids at this party, too, so...
Oh, yeah. All right. So, you know what, they probably had that, like, the little vodka corner, maybe, like, that little countertop table in the corner where they just poured it in separately because they didn't want the Twinkacetti kids to get a little trashed. Were those Twinkacetti's kids?
Yeah, they were his kids.
They had zero personality in this. Like, I think they were just set pieces. I don't even know why they even included them in the episode for 2 minutes.
They were just there to, like, show that he has a wife and kids.
Are they recurring characters, the Twinkacetti family? Like, the other, like, not Mr. Twinkacetti, but the wife and kids?
Yeah, well, okay, because Mr. Twinkacetti is there for, like, the first 2 seasons until they move to the newspaper. And the wife pops up every once in a while, which is just hilarious because the same actress later plays Lydia from the paper in later seasons.
Yeah, I think you know what, maybe they really liked her. They thought she was great.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know what, these young, feeble 80s sitcom watchers, they'll never know the difference. No, they made her hair a little redder, gave her better clothes. We just take it for granted. Like, we accept it. We move on. It's like how, like, the original family in Charles in Charge just, like, moves up but lets Charles still live in the house kind of thing. It's like, we don't question it. We just accept and move on.
They're just like, oh, hey, by the way, the house comes with a nanny.
Yeah. We promised...
His name is Charles.
We promised this, like, hot suddenly 21-year-old and his friend that they could just hang out in the basement after we leave, so... You know, we gave him a 4-year deal, so you gotta keep him.
Like, we didn't think to send a telegram or anything.
So you better keep that Nicole Eggert on. You better keep a leash on Nicole Eggert, if you know what I mean.
So, yeah.
It's like all of a sudden, Gwendolyn Pierce doesn't matter anymore once fucking Nicole Eggert moves in.
Okay,
Whoa.
so...
Oh, I saw a 10-year, like one of those like 10-year challenges memes on Facebook the other day, and it was the first Charles in Charge family in the first pick, and then the second Charles in Charge family in the second pick. Very deep cut. I'll have to send that to you too. I have 2 things to send you after the recording.
Fabulous. I can't wait. Okay, so they're at this, like, little Christmas party, which is, like, the Twinkacettis, Larry and Balky, Marianne and Jennifer, and, like, a couple other people. And then, like, it just, like, ends.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of extras, just a bunch of people we've never seen before, we'll never see again. It's just like, they just ran out to the ABC lot that day, and we're like, we need, like, 8 people just to fill up this party scene right here. And they're like, oh, yeah. And they're all, like, hugging and toasting each other's glasses like they've been friends forever. Like, they all matter to each other.
And then we never see him again.
I don't know what to get you in the Secret Santa swap. I've never met you before. Who are you? He's like, I'm Stanley. I live upstairs. He's like, oh. Well, you know what?
Like, they finished the song, and Twinkacetti's like, okay, party's over. We're done. You're done. Boys, you can leave 10 minutes early.
And then, Mr. Twinkacetti gets pissed because he finds out his wife spent $100 on, like, the meat spread for the party.
Like, she actually, like, paid for, like, actual food.
Yeah, and then she's handing out Christmas bonus checks, and Mr. Twinkacetti's like, he's like he's like shaking his head no, and he has like a shiner on his face because Mrs. Twinkacetti smacked him in the eye because he didn't want to give out Christmas bonuses. Whoa.
Yeah, well, because he's a cheapskate. Like, the boys work hard. He pays them minimum wage, which I'm going to guess is not a lot in 1986. I think we've gone over these numbers before. And it's not a lot of money.
Yeah, it was like $2.75 or something. It's like $2.75, but...
Yeah, so...
I don't know. That city apartment can't be cheap either.
It was $3.35. $3.35 an hour was the minimum wage in 1986.
I wonder how much that bonus check was for. Like $15? For like a $15?
It wasn't even check. It was actually cash.
Oh, it was like hot cash? Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, because he pulls out the cash from the envelope.
It was actually cash. She gave them cash. Patrick.
I know, I just said I remembered it. You didn't hear me.
Well, anyway, so because I guess Twinkacetti was like, oh, I got mugged when I was coming back from the bank with your Christmas bonuses. because he was gonna like keep some money for himself. And his wife found out, was like, fuck you, and punched him in the eye.
Mrs. Turkassetti's like, you know what, Larry? You know what, Balky? You guys do so much work around here. We appreciate you. We don't want you to be a Cratchit. We don't want this to be a Cratchit scenario. We want you to be able to afford some nice sweaters for next year.
Yeah.
So here you go. Here's some extra scratch. Maybe go down to the Macy's. Maybe go down to the Macy's down the street. Get yourself a hot, like, I don't know, reindeer pattern sweater. Look good. You get some cool khakis to go with it.
Yeah.
Be a fun little, like winter jacket that you can wear to Madison because there's a big storm coming. Yeah, there's a big storm coming tonight. So you boys better suit up and gas up the old gas guzzler. It's gonna be a long, treacherous ride to Madison. Actually, no, they're supposed to fly there, right? Are they supposed to take a flight?
Yeah, they were supposed to fly. They were gonna fly to Madison.
That's right. Okay, yeah. So they go upstairs. The party's over. Larry's going on about how like great Christmas in Madison's like, and he's going to be the present boy or like the Christmas boy. What did he have like a name for it? It was something weird, something creepy.
Yeah, he's the Christmas boy.
Yeah.
He's the Christmas boy, which means he's the one who gets to hand out like the presents to everybody, which only comes around every 9 years because there's 9 kids total in his family.
I have a question.
He says, it won't be my turn again until 1995.
Yeah, by then we'll be canceled. The show will be way off the air by then. I have a question. Is Larry the youngest, or is what is the the age range of this hot family?
Larry's the oldest.
Okay, so he's like the first one to move out.
Larry is the oldest.
And how old is he? Like he's like in his 20s, mid-20s, like early to mid-20s.
Yeah, we estimate that Larry has to be in like his mid-20s.
Like he graduated college. He's like he's moving to the big city.
Yeah, like he graduated college recently. He moved to the city. And, he's trying to make his own life.
For a hot job. Trying to make a splash on the Windy City.
When this crazy cousin from, 5 places removed shows up.
I know, it's great. We get, this, fun, we get this fun scene with Larry where he's, talking about, this is going to be the best Christmas ever.
So.
Which is, like sitcom poison. Like, you never say that line in the first act of a Christmas episode. Because you know when you utter those words, that the fucking shitstorm is going to come pouring down on the city of Chicago.
Oh, for real. You don't.
Balky runs to the window and he's like, oh, look at the snow. It's so beautiful. And it's just like a few flakes right now, but it starts picking up. Starts getting a little more snowy out there. And Larry calls up the airline because he wants to make sure that, let's just double check, make sure the flight's not going to be on time, and he just starts arguing. He just starts yelling at the poor guy on the phone, like, what do you mean the flights are delayed? What? Don't you know I'm the Christmas boy? I'm the fucking Christmas boy this year. I got to hand out presents. I don't want my sister Elaine to do that. No, fuck her.
Yeah,
she did it last year. That means she gets to do it 2 years in a row. Ooh.
Well, when he calls his parents, Elaine is listening in on the other line.
Yeah, she's on the second extension. She's on
the extension.
Yeah,
which is something that doesn't even exist anymore, really.
I love
if people even have a landline, they've got one phone.
Yeah, one cordless in the kitchen.
Yeah,
I love the idea that Elaine and Larry are at odds with each other. I just feel you know what? She probably whenever it probably rotates around to somebody else's turn in the Christmas boy. In the Christmas boy list rotation, she probably always tries to find a way to sabotage it. She always tries a way to throw a wrench in it. She's probably always trying to ruin it. I wouldn't be surprised if she called up Storm from the X-Men and was like, "Hey, Storm from the X-Men, can you fly over Chicago and drop a hot fucking winter storm on them so my brother can't get here, so I can hand out some hot gifts to my Sibs."
It's my turn to be the Christmas boy.
Yes, Elaine, I am the mistress of the elements. I will let it snow in Chicago. And she flies off and, I don't know, spins around a few times and it starts snowing over Chicago, over Chi-Town. And Balky's looking out. Meanwhile, Balky's looking out the window, going, hey, there's a crazy lady flying into the sky. And Larry's like, oh, Balky, you're so crazy. And he'll say, don't be ridiculous. Of course there is.
Anyways.
Lots of eye rolls today's episode. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're snowed in, and Larry is determined to get to Madison.
He'll do anything. He'll take a bus. He'll take a Greyhound. He'll drive in the back of John Candy's truck and sing Christmas songs with him and Catherine O'Hara. He'll do anything.
So Larry's determined to get to Madison. He's trying to like rent a car, rent a snowplow, take a bus, anything, and he just decides that he and Balky are gonna drive, even though they're all like, the roads are closed. Because apparently, like, this is a bad storm. And they try to drive, and they get like a couple blocks.
Yeah, it's
That's like as far as they get in Larry's little car.
and it's mostly
Yeah.
Balky pushing the car.
So they end up.
Yeah, Larry's got like a shitty brown colored like Monte Carlo or something,
So it's like just this little car, and they end up in front of.
and Balky's like pushing it.
And Balky's pushing it. They end up in front of a Christmas tree lot. It is Christmas Eve at this point, and there are no trees left. But Balky, like, they realize they're not going to make it out of Chicago, so Balky's going to try to make it Christmas for Larry. Because that's what kind of guy Balky is. They, like, knock on the trailer door, and the guy's like, what do you want? What do you want?
He's creative.
And they're like, we want to buy a tree. He's like, I'm sold out.
You get this hard ass. He's like smoking a cigar. He has like a cup of coffee in his hand, and his wife's cooking. His wife's cooking dinner because apparently he lives on the tree lot. I guess I don't know. I couldn't figure that out.
Okay, so...
It's like a trailer.
Okay, I'm trying to explain this to you, but...
Go on. No.
Fine, I won't fucking explain shit anymore. Like, okay, so, like, people will rent space for their tree lots, and because they have their trees there, they have to be there. So they live in an RV for, like, the month that they're at the tree lot.
They'll stay there even when they run out. When they run out of trees, they'll just, well, you know what? They probably have all their stuff there.
When there's a bad storm,
Maybe they were maybe they were like, they're about to pack up, they're about to drive home, and then this like,
where are they going?
this shitty storm rolled in, and they go, oh, well, you know what? We got food here. We got some canned yams and cranberry sauce and this Christmas goose. Maybe we can just whip something up and we'll go home in the morning if the snow settles down.
We'll drive when the weather's clear. We'll drive back to the farm.
Not all the trees are gone. There's one in the garbage can. There's like one in the dumpster, like peeking out of it. It's like dead. It was probably like the first tree. It died long ago. It probably died on like December 7th or something, and it's been sitting in the dumpster since then.
Yeah, let's be real. Even Charlie Brown would not have taken this tree. It's that far gone.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it just like sticks by this point. There's no pines left on it.
Yeah.
And Valky's like, well, you know what? We'll take it. And the tree guy's like, all right, you know what? Just fucking take it. Because then, you know what? I don't got to pay for them to haul that out of here. So, you know, by all means, throw that on top of your car and push it home if you have to. I don't care. Do what you will.
And Larry's...
Because I was thinking about that. I was like, did they just carry the tree back? Like, how did they get back to them?
Larry's, like, not into this. Larry's like, whatever, I'm going for a walk, Balky. Because Larry is, like, all disappointed because he was, like, so excited to go home. Like, that's all Larry wanted, was to go home and have Christmas with his family and introduce his weird, crazy foreign cousin to all the American Christmas traditions that he held dear, and it's not going to happen. So he's, like, moping and goes for a walk, and Balky takes the tree home.
Yeah.
And then we cut to the apartment, and Balky has found a bunch of Christmas decorations because there's more up than there were before. And he has decorated the tree, he's decorated the apartment, and Larry comes in, and he's, like, all depressed, and he's, like, taking off his jacket and shaking it off, and he goes to the closet, and he opens the closet, and there's Balky dressed as Santa, who starts, like, singing to him. And Larry, like, slams the door, and then waits a minute, opens it again, and Balky just picks up singing where he left off.
We kind of then we get this, like, poignant scene
So.
where, you know, Balky sees that Larry's wildly and visibly upset about, you know, not being home for Christmas, and Balky's like, you know, I'm not going to be home for Christmas either. I'm not back in Meepos making the fucking Christmas turtle, or whatever. They decorate a turtle instead of a tree, apparently. They, like, just put tinsel and stuff on turters.
Yeah, apparently.
On sea turtles, like endangered sea turtles.
He's like, oh, this stuff, you wouldn't know it, Cousin Larry. It's like this stringy aluminum foil. And Larry's, like, stared at him like, tinsel. Like, I know what it is.
All I was thinking
But you put it on a turtle.
was...
And it's the same turtle every year.
All I was thinking was, you know those, like, endangered sea turtles? It's all fucking the people of Meepos' fault, because they were, you know, decorating them with tinsel and stuff, and the turtles were probably eating it and dying and
That's what I was thinking too.
choking on it. And I was like, oh, fuck you, Balky. Fuck you for fucking ruining Earth for us.
But that's what the Christmas lettuce is for, to feed the turtle.
It was like the turtle's name was like Harry or something. He kept coming back every year because he wanted the fucking lettuce.
Yeah.
You know, it's better than eating fucking tinsel. Am I right?
Yeah.
Larry begins to embrace the idea. He's like, you know what, Balky, you're right. He's like, I should see things your way. You're out of your element, and here I am going on about like my perfect Christmas. Here you are missing your perfect Christmas. So let's join forces. We'll start our new traditions together. We got our hot girlfriends. We got the Twinkasetti family downstairs. We got those Twinkasetti kids. Those great Twinkasetti kids. There's probably still some more of that fruit punch and that fruit bowl down there. Maybe we can go down and have some Christmas cheer, sing some carols, go caroling with Mr. Twinkasetti.
Mm-hmm.
He's up for it. We can talk him into it. Maybe he got visited by 3 spirits in the night.
Where are you coming with this? None of this is happening. Where are you?
Deleted scenes, Cat Hall said. Deleted scenes. I have the DVD box set.
It's a sweet moment for the guys as they decide to open their presents.
Well, it's Christmas time, and it's great. Balky and Larry, they hug it out.
Larry gave Balky a boombox, and Balky's all, "Oh yay, a home entertainment system!"
Oh yeah, that's right. He called it a home.
And it's just like a boombox.
Not even. It's those really small ones that you bring to the beach.
And I mean, it's a boombox in 1986, so it's like a cassette player.
Maybe an FM stereo. Maybe it had a record button. Who knows? We don't know. I didn't get a good look at it.
Balky gave Larry a tapestry blanket thing that he made. And then suddenly, Larry got that Christmas feeling back.
Oh, yeah. Springboarded back in.
And talked about how when he was a kid, he realized his mom needed something more than his dad just slapping his name on a present. So he made her a present. And he got that warm, fuzzy feeling inside.
Oh, we forgot that Balky also got a Wayne Newton tape.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. We totally forgot the mistletoe.
Oh!
The mistletoe.
All right. So, earlier in the episode, before they thought...
Because not only, before they're getting ready to leave...
Yeah, the girls are going skiing, right? They're going on a hot ski trip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hold on. We have to talk about Jennifer's ski attire, by the way. Can we just briefly talk about her ski attire before we get to the mistletoe?
How she's got the snow pants on?
Yeah, she's got the overall snow pants, but the
Mm-hmm.
the snow the snow pant part of it cuts off under her bosom.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can literally see Jennifer's. I'm pretty sure that's see-through material. Her shirt is see-through material, and it's stretched out from the overall of it. And, if you look really close, you could see she's not wearing a bra underneath that thing. No, she was not. Freeze frame it.
Man, you need to get a girlfriend or something.
And Marianne's outfit too. It was that pink and blue, pastel colors. Oh. She had moon boots on.
So Larry has hung.
I'll have to do a hot screen.
Larry has hung mistletoe above the door, and he gives Marianne a nice little peck on the cheek. And then he goes in and he gives Jennifer a kiss. He's got her bent over backwards, leg in the air, hot kiss kind of thing.
Yeah, one of those leans, those end of Casablanca lean kisses. The World War II sailor and the lady on the street.
Yeah, one of those hot kind of kisses. And then Marianne gives Larry just a little peck on the cheek, and then Marianne... Or no. Balky gives Jennifer a peck on the cheek, and Balky goes to kiss Marianne, and Marianne goes in for it with Balky, the big hot kiss, and Balky's kind of whoa.
Yeah, Marianne's DTF. She's like, come on, Balky. Come on my ski trip with me.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to go to Madison. Ride these slopes with me. Ride these slopes. My humps, my lovely lady humps. That's great. And so then Balky's like, so how come we don't hang out the mistletoe all year round? And Larry's like, well, it only works on Christmas. He's like, oh, you crazy Americans.
It only works for Christmas.
Yeah. So it's you'll be cursed, right? If you have 2 people under the mistletoe and You don't smooch.
Yeah, it's like bad luck or something.
Yeah, you have to get a sage stump to get rid of all that bad juju.
Yes, you're gonna need to get sage.
Yeah, we don't need that energy in Chicago. There's already some bad juice there.
Yeah, the last thing you need, my dear, is more bad luck.
Did we hit all the beats? Did we hit the hot beats? Am I missing anything? Missing anything from Perfect Strangers? All right. So everything ends hunky-dory.
No, we got all the hot stuff.
Belky got his Wayne Newton tape. He got his boombox, a.k.a. his home entertainment center. Larry got a quilt. He had the magic of Christmas renewed in him. I don't know. They had a hot new tradition. Every year they're going to go down and buy a dead tree from the lot on, I don't know, the last day of it's open.
No, actually, that's not what they end up doing.
You know, they're going to have at least like,
I will say this. In future seasons, Larry is all about Christmas. Because there's a season 4 Christmas episode, and these two single men in Chicago have a crap ton of Christmas decorations up.
They must have like a Rubbermaid bin just filled with all this stuff, because Belky just pulled this shit out of nowhere, like on Christmas Eve. Like Larry just went for a short walk, and I don't know. All of a sudden, Belky has a whole house covered in this stuff.
I think he went and borrowed stuff from the store downstairs.
You know what? Yeah, because it was Christmas.
I think Belky said he borrowed the decorations from the store,
stuff they were selling.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? They'll probably bring it back in the morning.
Or stuff they had used to decorate the store.
Yeah, because it was kind of like a hodgepodge. It was a hodgepodge of decorations, nothing. There wasn't a theme or anything. It was just literally Christmas has just exploded.
There was no decor story to it. It was just whatever Belky could find.
Yeah, if it had a Santa Claus face on it, if it lit up in multicolors, if it looked like the stuff that he wrapped his Christmas turtle in, he grabbed it. He scooped it up.
Yes, exactly.
Dangled around the apartment just to give Larry that familial chair. I'm kind of surprised that I kind of took Larry for someone who would decorate the day after Thanksgiving, but no, I guess not. If he was so bona fide over.
I mean, here's the thing. Even on most modern sitcoms, you don't see the holiday decor until, the holiday episode. The only TV show I can actually think of where they had the decor up for multiple episodes is Fuller House. Because Fuller House has, 3 episodes where they have the Christmas tree up.
Oh, they do, the build-up? The build-up to actual Christmas?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I always feel on, sitcoms, it's Christmas Day, and they're let's put our tree up, let's decorate. On the actual show.
Yeah, it's no, even on soap operas, where you have, weeks of storytelling, people don't suddenly have Christmas stuff up until, maybe a week before. And that's when it's, Christmas Eve in the soap town or whatever, you know?
Yes, it's magically Christmas for one episode, and then the next day it's back to their normal shenanigans.
Exactly.
Or on Days of Our Lives, it's the same Christmas party for 3 weeks, and then it suddenly is New Year's Eve party for another 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's oh, hey, we're going to the Christmas tree lighting. Oh, hey, guess what? Now we got to get ready for New Year's.
We're all trapped in the,
back on Passions back in the day.
Just that endless night.
And then it was New Year's Eve for 2 months.
Yeah, they're trapped somewhere. Trapped in a cave.
Mm-hmm.
The longest New Year's Eve ever. Trapped in the grotto.
That would be Sunset Beach.
All right. On a scale of 1 out of 5, Christmas boys. How many Christmas boys would you give this episode of Perfect Strangers?
I'll give this a 3.
I'm going to go a bump up. I'm going to give it a 3.5.
Yeah.
It's a little weird, but I found it kind of charming in a way, and I kind of liked the Balky-ness of it. You just kind of get idiot Balky just trying to understand something American.
Yeah.
And it just happens to be Christmas. So it's kind of great. It's kind of like Balky discovering Christmas while Larry rediscovers Christmas.
Yeah.
So I think it goes hand in hand very well. The only thing I wish we got, though, I wish... I really thought there was going to be, a Mr. Twinkacetti has, a Scrooge moment where he just kind of realizes, you know what, maybe I shouldn't have been a Grinch the last week of our lives. And he'd come up with, I don't know, maybe some presents for everybody, or... You know what, Larry? I feel bad that, you didn't get to go back to Madison, so my wife talked me into bringing you all this stuff, and I don't know, they have another party, but it never happened.
Yeah.
Maybe in the spin-off, the imaginary spin-off, the Twinkacettis. Twinkin' with the Twinkacettis, which is an unfortunate name, by the way, Twinkacetti. Just gotta throw that out there.
I mean...
You're getting twinked. That's the spin-off.
What was his name on Saved by the Bell? It wasn't that much better.
I can't remember.
I can't either.
I'm excited for next week. I don't know about you, but I'm super excited about next week's episode. And
next week, I'm down for next week.
Yes, we've already watched it.
Carosi. The last name is Carosi.
Oh, yeah. Stacey Perosi. Carosi? Carosi with a K or P?
Carosi.
Shout out to Leah Remini.
With a C.
Our gal pal, Leah Remini.
Gal pal.
Yeah, forever gal pal. Forever our gal pal. I'm excited for next week. Next week, we're going to dip into the Disney Plus archives.
Me too.
We're going to do something familial. Something that was actually released in the theaters, the movie theaters, believe it or not, which I did not know.
I'm excited. It's our first dip into Disney Plus.
Yeah, so what are we doing, Kat? Said the author. What are we doing?
We are doing the 1983 theatrical release, Mickey's A Christmas Carol.
Yeah, so this was released with like a re-release of The Rescuers, I believe. This was before it. Is that to my understanding?
Yes.
So in 1983,
yes,
you bought a hot movie ticket to go see The Rescuers re-release. You got a hot 25-minute animated short before it, which is something that like Disney used to do all the time, but kind of wish they would. I think they've done it. They did it a couple years ago, like before Toy Story, didn't they? Did they do something?
So like before some of the Pixar movies, you get like the Pixar short.
Yeah, and I remember before.
Like before The Incredibles, there was the one about the mom who was cooking, and I forget what it's called. So, like, yeah, before, like, a Pixar movie, you still get those little animated shorts. But, like, I just saw Frozen 2 two times in the past week. There's no, like, cute little animated short before.
Remember when they were trying to get the Roger Rabbit shorts for a little while? We had, like, a few years of, like, little Roger Rabbit shorts. There was one before, like, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid or something.
I didn't see those in theaters, so... I remember
there was like
before like The Lion King there was a short like The Prince and the Pauper or something.
I think The Prince and the Pauper was a few years before that. I think that was like 91.
I'm looking it up too.
Because I remember seeing it and it was definitely not The Lion King. It was 1990. It was before The Rescuers Down Under. It was released as a short before The Rescuers Down Under.
Oh. Okay. That I did see in theaters.
Yeah, I totally remember going to see this and being. I remember thinking.
My mom took us to see it because Tristan Rogers does the voice of the Australian mouse.
I remember thinking that I was just going to go see The Prince and the Pauper, and then all of a sudden it was like a special, like it was like a twofer. Yeah. I was like, "Whoa, what is this?"
Because there was like a little intermission between them.
Yeah, you had to go up and get like refresh your Coca-Cola, maybe get some more popcorn.
Yeah. Go to the potty.
Maybe pee, maybe tinkle.
Listen, I made it through Frozen 2 without having to get up and take a kid to the potty, so I'm excited.
Play a round of TMNT, the video game, in the arcade.
Yeah, I kind of wish they'd bring the cartoons back before movies. I'm over the ads and the trivia.
Maybe we'll get it. Maybe,
and, like, whatever stupid app they're, like, trying to get people to download.
And those, like, cutesy Coca-Cola commercials about, like, I don't know, someone's first movie date or something.
Okay, so I go to the same cinema every single time. Because it's close by. I can get my tickets on Fandango. So I have seen the same stupid refreshment stand commercial, like, 24 times. I'm just like, oh my god. Where are my animated hot dogs and popcorn? Bring those guys back.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to the animated hot dogs and popcorn guy. The little, like, the little popcorn band.
I don't need to see a bunch of people in line being like, oh, yeah, I heard this movie's got great special effects. The aliens look just like pepperoni pizza. Yeah, grab me a pepperoni pizza. I'll go get the popcorn.
All right. Well, where can you follow our wild adventures, Kat? Also, the author. Where can you follow our hot adventures?
You can follow us on Twitter at Varied Podcast. You can find us on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio. If you want to listen to more, you can find us on averyspecialpodcast.com, at Tumblr, A Very Special Podcast, Facebook, A Very Special Podcast, Instagram, A Very Special Podcast. Do not accept imitations. And You can, of course, call the hotline at 507-312-9226, and I can't wait to hear from Aunt Edna again.
I know, I can't wait to find out what was her favorite Disney short, but what was your favorite Disney short? Let us know. Was it Mickey's Christmas Carol? Was it,
Yes, that's our question.
Was it, Goofy skiing and falling down a fucking little slope and going, yahoo! What was it? What was it? Tell us.
They used to air that with the Mickey's Christmas Carol.
And as always, Carol, as always,
Bye!
watch the skies for Storm, Mistress of the Elements, snowing on your hometown.